Hello guys, and welcome to the reveal of the Ryder Cup teams and pairings. I kind of kept it under wraps a little bit more this year, although some of your captains might have already texted you and let you know they are on that you are on their team. But we have a identical rematch of last year's Ryder Cup, where we had Nick Hand and Billy D come 1 and 2 on the top of the standings. And let's reveal here the draft order. Nick Hand had the choice of receiving first pick or the next two, and he decided to take the next two. So if you want to pause it on this screen, you can. I'm not going to be going into super detail on the draft order, but this video is only a 15-minute max. So if you want to go through the video, you can pause, or go through the draft order, you can pause it here. Here is how the teams shook out side by side against each other. Once again, if you want to pause this slide, you certainly can to check it out, but I am going to get into the pairings here in a bit because I'm sure that is what you are all the most excited to see. Ryder Cup history. So this is our 9th annual Ryder Cup. You can see last year Hand did beat Billy D 30-24. And we are on a stretch here the past 3 years of having pretty close Ryder Cups. So we're back at Pine Meadows this year for the 5th time. I forget, something happened with Hidden Valley screwing me. Yeah, it was last year. Hidden Valley screwed us. So we're happy with Pine Meadows. We're excited for the after party at Red Lion. It worked out great last year. So I hope we're going to have another competitive one this year. And with it being a shotgun too, you really aren't going to know what's going on. Although I might dabble into Scrolf and see if I can get something set up there or not. That's still to be determined. We will see as we go for that. Here are the records for Pine Meadows. The Shamble format, which is the first 6 holes at Pine Meadows. Pez and Steve shot a crazy 5 under. They lead that. Scramble format, which is the last 6 holes, 13-18 at Pine Meadows. Murph and I have the record of 5 under. Both of those were set in 2018. Better ball. This was a trivia question in the Emergency 9 this year. Two very unlikely, I should say very unlikely, but the duo of Schneck and Coombe playing 7-12, which is arguably your toughest stretch of holes there at Pine Meadows. 3 under is crazy good. Low front 9, 5 under 31. That was set by 3 different teams. Murph and I, Pez and Steve, and Bainey and Brent Jones. Low back 9, 6 under 30. Myself and Murph and Lud myself. I guess that would have been 2018 and last year. And Murph and I shot 11 under 61 in 2018. So those are the records that some people may or may not be chasing at Pine Meadows next Saturday. Alright, so the order in which I'm revealing the pairings does not matter at all this year because of it being a shotgun start. I'm not sure what holes we are going to be going off on. I'll hopefully find that out a little bit before, but it might be the day of. There's a tournament going off before us. So the nice thing is we're going to have the entire course to ourselves once we get out there. I think he's backward shotgunning us from 1. I'm not sure how far back. So this is just the order that the captains set the teams out in, not necessarily the way they're going to go on the course. So since Hand had the highest points, he once again got to send out the first team. He sent out Laud and I, who I can't remember. This is like maybe the 3rd or 4th year in a row that Laud and I have been paired together in the Ryder Cup. We've had some success. Billy D put out his top 2, Steve and Murph. And I set, as you can see, I set the line here, -120 both ways. Remember, I do offer the tie option, and I just hope one of these matches finishes in a tie, and the book can just clean up on both of those, and that just means there's probably going to be an open bar at Red Lion for a little bit if that's the case. I have the stats below. Once again, if you're intrigued in anybody's stats, you're more than welcome to pause it. I'll sometimes make reference if anything really stands out and anything, but pretty even match here. Murph's got the highest win percentage at 69%. He's 2-1, but I think it's going to be a great match between us four. Billy D was next up, and he sent himself and Jay-Z out, and Hand responded with himself and Foster. So a little captain match here against each other. I did favor Hand and Foster, giving them minus 200. I think they're a worthy favorite in this match. Hand is obviously going to be the best player here in this pairing, but in the Ryder Cup format, you do never know. Foster comes in with the highest record, and you can see Hand down there. He is 2-0, winning Ryder Cups, but if you look at his match record, he's 0-2, only winning 2.5 points. So maybe there is a little opening there for Billy and Jay-Z, and the second match that was sent out. Match number 3, it was Hand's turn, and he sent out Bailey and Carson. This I had set as the highest favorite of the entire tournament, going out against Sav and AB. Bailey's strong, Carson's got a solid game. I set them at minus 300. I tried to make it a point where I wanted people kind of being uncomfortable betting Bailey and Carson, laying 30 to win 10 or 150 to win 50. Like I said, I just think that's a strong pairing. AB's been playing very solid golf though, and Sav has all summer too. So maybe they will have a little upset here, and I'll get some action on the underdog at plus 250. It's why I set the line at what it is. I only got stats for Bailey and Sav. Yes, I know AB's played in Ryder Cups, but whenever somebody leaves the league for multiple years, I just delete them off the spreadsheet, so I didn't feel like going back and looking at AB's record. Bailey's is obviously very good. He's never lost a Ryder Cup. 5-0-1. He's got a great record of 22-14. Sav has not had as much success, going 2-10, but those are the records there for match number 3. Next up, it was Billy D's turn to send out a pairing, and he gave the dynamic duo of Do You Like Anal, Doug and Cucky, Pine Meadows legends there, and Hand put out Chris Puzzy and Kevin Steele. I got minus 120 both ways. I see this being a complete toss-up. Cucky's got an awesome Ryder Cup record, 22 points for, 8 against, 73% at 3-1-1. Everybody else kind of in the middle. Puzzy made his Ryder Cup debut last year. Lost 1-5, forget who he played with, but I think that's going to be a great match. Puzzy, long ball, Steele steady, Cucky, Doug steady. Cucky, you never know what you're going to get. Could be 74, could be 94, you never know. I think that's going to be a really fun match to watch. Next up, we had Hand send out the Shenandoah duo of Jack and Mambo, and they're going up against Wynn and Mark Gallagher. I have this as another toss-up match, minus 120 both ways. Jack, an incredible 3-0 in the Ryder Cup, 14 points for, 4 against. He's been having tons of success, and paired up here with Mambo. And remember, Mambo is playing the yellow tees, and yes, the captains did know that Mambo and Ed were playing the yellows, so I don't want to hear any bitching about any tee markers, because that was clearly known when they were drafted. So regardless, I think it's going to be another great match. Win somebody like Cucky, could get 70s, could get 90s. Gallagher, been playing awesome in Twilight this year. I think that's going to be another good one. Next up, I've kind of lost track of whose turn it was to send what pairing out, but I think it was Billy D. I don't know, I could be wrong. Baney and Steve Ryder, former Pine Grove duo, I guess, there with Baney. But facing up against Ben O'Brien and Nick Marangel, somehow Nick is making his first Ryder Cup. Hang on, my battery's about to die. His first Ryder Cup performance is going to be this year. Somehow he's been an OG member for a long time, but he's finally able to play in his first one. Sorry, I had to rush and plug that in because it sometimes dies on me immediately. Another good match with Ben and BDN. Toss-up, I got it minus 120 both ways. We got guys at what, 50, 46, 43%. Pretty balanced results here for everybody. Steve Ryder played in his first one last year, and I'm just hoping one of these toss-up matches comes in a tie. That would be great for the book. Last pairing, Jim Ebling from the Yellow Tees with Jack Barton against Matt Murphy and Tony Barone. Jack and Tony Barone are playing in their first Ryder Cups. Eb has had a lot of success, 61%. He's 4-2, 22-14 overall. Once again, though, I just say I can't make a favorite. I thought these captains did a great job with making very balanced pairings. I mean, I had those two that I heavily weighted towards Team Hand, but I remember in the future I was always having to. There were very few matchups that I had real toss-ups on, so I thought they did a good job with that. And here's everything all in one slide. I'll be sending an email version out of this later in the week too for you guys to make your bets, but I just wanted to get this out because I figured everybody would be excited to see who they're paired with, who they're playing against, what team they're on. So there is the master list when you look at it. And then you can see here at the bottom, I did make Team Blue an overall favorite. I made them -200 just because of those two matches I think are pretty heavily favored, and Red's going to have to, you know, kind of win some of those toss-up matches, which they certainly can. I mean, I have 5 toss-up matchups out there. I mean, they can easily go 4-1 in those and completely swing it. I mean, we've seen that in Ryder Cups before where you think one team's heavily favored and all it takes is a couple matchups to swing. And that, you know, that favorite, that big favorite that's supposed to win 6-0 that does, it doesn't even really matter at that point because the other team swung those matches. But I am favoring Team Blue. I am making them -200. I think a lot of people are going to want to bet that team with like Law and myself, Hand, Bailey all on it. I think they're going to see those names, but as I've said, in Ryder Cups, it doesn't really come to those pairings hardly ever. The Ryder Cup is always won in the middle and towards the end of the draft. Every year the same thing happens. Because those are the matchups you just don't know what you're going to get out of. Do I have another slide? No, I don't. This is the last slide. So, I hope you enjoyed the little video. I'll be having betting odd updates throughout the week. I'm a little disappointed with the 28, only 28 guys compared to the normal 44. As I said in the email, I was bummed that the date just happened to not work out for a ton of different of their regular Twilight guys. But hopefully it's just a 1-year break and you're all back next year. This is always one of my favorite events of the year, especially hanging out with everybody at Red Lion afterwards. So I'm really looking forward to that. So thanks to those of you who did sign up. Hopefully our weather's good. I haven't looked that far into the future yet. Hopefully Pine Meadows is in good shape. I'm looking forward to seeing you all and wrapping up what was another great year with you guys. Such a good group. Such fun playing with all of you, and that's why I do it, because you're such an awesome group of guys. So, all right, I will see you all next Saturday, and I will see you in the emails for the probably daily to every other day betting updates. All right, guys, I will talk to you later.